Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Today, what are we doing? We're carrying on thinking about decimals today. We are subtracting decimals. Guys, if you can subtract ones, you can subtract decimals. If you can subtract tens, you can subtract decimals. You did really well yesterday. Make sure you watch the video. Watch it over and over and over again if you need to. And ask your grown up at home if you need help. If you're still stuck, drop us a message on Padlet and we will get back to you. But you're all doing really well with your maths. I feel like we've been doing fractions, decimals and percentages for a long time. And I've just been planning the next few weeks of home learning and we are almost finished with it. So keep going. It's really important that you're trying really hard with it though. There's so much about fractions, decimals and percentages in year 6 and on the SATs as well. So it's really important that you do have a really good understanding ready for year 6. So keep going, you're doing really well. It's no good just to say, oh, well, it didn't say about this on the video, so I didn't know what to do. You need to think, okay, the answer, they didn't explain that on the video, but think to yourself, can I answer this? What is the question asking me to do? What do I know? How can I start to unpick this question? It's no good just saying, that wasn't on the video, so I don't know, because that's not the right attitude to have. You need to make sure you're really trying and having a good try and thinking about how you can solve the questions, because when you do your SATs tests or when you're in work and you come across a question and oh no, it wasn't on the video, you need to be able to figure it out yourself. So don't just give up and say it wasn't on the video, I don't know. Top tip for today. For English today, I would like you to write a formal letter. Think about your tone. A lot of your writing at the moment is very, very informal, which it's really hard to write formally, especially when I'm not there to kind of practice with you. But you're going to write a formal letter today. So I want you to think about your best vocabulary, the best, most proper way of speaking in your letter. And you're going to write to the London Zoo using your fanciest tone. You might want to go on their website to help you get some ideas. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'll show you the website in a minute. I want you to think about in your letter asking them how they're managing with being closed for the coronavirus because of the coronavirus outbreak. So if I go to their website, here we go, let's share. Oh my God, guys, I'm feeling really fancy. Where did I put their website? It's up here. There it is. So if you go to their website, I can see already up here, it says donate now. We need your help. We've had to close our zoos due to Crovo. Our animals still need the same food and care we always give them. So that's the first thing you could ask. How have you been getting on with your donations? That's a very informal way of saying it. You could say, you know, in a more formal way, please. So ask them how they're doing for funding would be a good start. You could have a look at some of their animals specifically. If I click on their animals section, you could go down and have a look at some certain animals that you might like to ask about how their keepers are doing, if they've had lots of people off due to being sick, or if their staffing's been okay. You could ask if any of their animals have gotten sick. I've heard of a few, not very many animals, but I heard of a tiger in the New York Zoo, or was it a lion? There's a big cat, I think, in the New York Zoo caught coronavirus. So you could ask about that. That would be interesting to know. And just have a little play around. You can also, whilst you're having a look on their website, you can, because they're closed because of coronavirus, you can have a look around some of the enclosures. I think down here at the bottom, you can watch them on their webcam and you can have a virtual tour as well. So have a little look around on their website, because it's a good one. So that is today's English. Make sure you've got all the features of a letter, guys. Hold on, make sure you've got all the features of a letter. You know how you should start a letter, make sure you finish it properly. And I'm really, really looking for that formal language. If you're too chatty, I'm going to return it as a draft and you're going to have to do it again. For your spag today, you have a sheet that looks like this. It's called Spot the Clauses. You are going through revising relative clauses. Think about the relative pronouns we use to start a relative clause. We have 5 of them. We have, can you say all 5? I don't know what my thing is. Can you say all 5? Did you say that? Which, who, whom, and whose? And they are our relative clauses, relative pronouns that we start a relative clause with. You've got some sentences. You need to, you can either do it on the sheet or you can write them out in your book. You need to, what do you need to do? You need to highlight the main clause, so the whole sentence that without the relative clause, and then you are going to highlight the subordinate clause. I don't know why it says subordinate clause because this is relative clauses. So for example, my dog's fur is very curly, which means it is hard to brush. So I would colour this part or underline this part, the main clause. My dog's fur is very curly in one colour, and then which means it is hard to brush is my relative clause, so I would colour this part a different colour. So decide your two colours, decide what your main clause colour is and what your relative clause colour is, and go for it. Make sure you put on your sheet what colour is what, otherwise I won't know. Be careful, some clauses are embedded. Sometimes we have a relative clause embedded, and sometimes we have a relative clause at the end of a sentence. So if it's embedded, the main clause will start at the beginning of the sentence and it will finish at the end of the sentence. So you'll have colour on the same colour on both sides of the sentence, and the relative clause in the middle will be a different colour. I feel like I explained that really poorly, guys, but I think you know what I mean. I think we did something like this before. And then for your topic this afternoon, carrying on thinking about animals, we are thinking today about where animals are from. I'm pretty sure I gave you a map in your home learning pack. I'm just going to have a very quick check. If you don't worry. Although if you're feeling really fancy, you could even draw yourself a map. Did I give you a map? Yes, I did give you a map. You've got another map in your home learning pack. I want you to think about some different animals. Maybe use the London Zoo website to help you with this, to choose some exotic animals. Maybe choose between 5 and 10 animals. And I would like you to think about where they come from. So whereabouts in the world, a bit like thinking about their environment yesterday. But rather than their environment, this animal lives in a desert. I want you to think specifically about where in the world they live, which country that is. So if they might live in the Sahara Desert, here in one of these Northern African countries. I want you to think about, where they live, I want you to think about what food they eat, what the climate is like there, and what the terrain is like there, which means kind of what they, is it grassy, is it sandy, is it mountainous? Thinking about what the terrain is. Terrain is a really good geography word. You could do this on your map. You could do it as a PowerPoint presentation. I know some of you have been doing some amazing ICT work. It's up to you. Present that however you like, but maybe 5 to 10 animals for me for that, please. And that is it for today. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Have a lovely day.